There's several applications for billing groups in your business. The first is for commercial contracts. So that's where you've got your progress claims each month until the project is completed using percentage billing. The second example is insurance claims. So where another order might be added for the customer for, say, the excess, an upgrade, or some extra areas that they're choosing to do. Another application would be remedial work on a completed job. So how do you add a billing group? Well, first of all, you need to convert an order, which we've done here today, and we've got this one here for Angelic Builder Group. And you hover over the highlighted order you want to make into a billing group, and then select the three little pieces of paper up the top, which is called the invoice billing group. When we click on that, we create a new billing group for this order. So you can customize the header for reporting purposes. So the two fields up the top that are editable is, first of all, the project number. So that could be the project number or contract number that Angelic Builders Group has given you, or it could be your own in-house numbering for a specific time frame. For example, you could have the year of 2019, then the month. The second field is the one underneath, the project information. So what we would do here is we would overtype the billing group, and the suggestion is that we call it the name of the contract. So in this case, it's the Newport High School. So the invoice number here is the original invoice number. So that's indicated by this green tick down the bottom here in the billing group. So once we've got the header sorted, what we're going to do then is set the contract. By clicking here on this set underneath the contract box, it sets the contract at $52,195, and it gives a date. Okay, there's an undo button there that's available if the contract is accidentally set by mistake. The baseline that we talked about, it's basically a snapshot of the order at that moment in time, and it can be used to track the financial progress of the job. So this is a topic that we will discuss in a future webinar. The second thing we do then is come across to the right to set the partial billing. So this allows you to percentage bill a progress claim and or generate a billing notice. So by setting the partial billing, the retainage is able to be added to the billing group. Now that can be put in as an amount, or it can be put in as a percent. So for the purposes of this one, I'm going to put 10% in. So now that auto calculates to be 10% of the contract. The days, this is how many days until that retention is due. So we don't set that now. We set it once the project is completed as per each contract. So those days would be, for instance, 365 days at the end of practical completion. That's when you would put the days in here when all the jobs are done. Now, any of these buttons here, the contract, partial billing, and retainage, they can all be passworded out and protected so they don't move. So how do we add a variation to a billing group? So we've started the job and we arrive on site and discover there's some interesting stuff going on with the subfloor and we need to do some floor prep. So that's done within the billing group here. So all we do is come up and we add the new customer order by using the green plus button, which adds the new order. We then add the new order and carry forward the customer information so it follows through underneath. So what we do then is add in the service. This is done in square meters, so we're saying that is 500 square meters, and we're going to charge them $18 a square. And we would put up here variation 1. Or if they have given you a purchase order number for that, that is where you can fill that out as well. When you save out of it, we create a baseline along with the others. This now creates a discrepancy shown here in the red. So the contract amount has gone red, original orders, and we've got that discrepancy of the 9,900. So this discrepancy is the difference between the set contract value and the variation. So to make this balance and show as a variation, you need to make it a change order. So to do that, we go up to this little blue triangle up there where it says enter change order information. And this is basically where you put in the details of this variation request. So it could be a request or it could be already approved. So we're going to say that it's approved. So we click on there. And then you've got 4 pink fields that need to be filled out. They're required fields. So the description we'll put in as floor prep, requested by Tim, the site manager, and we'll take it that it's approved today and it's approved by Tim as well. If this order or this variation doesn't contain retention, you can tick this little box here and no retention will be taken from this specific order. And we just save that out and notice the discrepancy goes away. So we've got the original order, 52,195, and then the change order for 9,900. If you've got another variation and maybe you've forgotten to come into the billing group, you might have actually been out here just in order entry and added all the information here, you still have the ability to add that existing order to the billing group. So all you do is come back to it, highlight it, go back up here to the invoice billing group, and instead of creating a new billing group, we're going to add the order to an existing billing group. There it is there, Newport High School. And now they're all there. Once again, it's created a discrepancy. So we would come up here to the change order, mark it as approved. Fill in the required fields. And save. The last thing I'll show you today is the billing notice. So most of you who've already been using billing groups will be using just the normal invoicing process. The billing notice is great for progress claims for your commercial invoicing. So what we do to find the billing notice is we go to the printer icon, as we normally would. And instead of selecting an invoice, we're going to come down here to billing notice. We select that, and we have the ability here to add a custom message in if we wish. and we select do not print lines, and then we print. So this is what a billing notice looks like. If you've got your company logo set up, the logo will appear up here on the left-hand side. You've got all the detail of your contract. You've got your main contract at 52,000. Nothing is billed of that. We've got variation 2 and 1, and we've actually billed out variation 2, and it shows now as 9,900 in the corner there. Shows the retainage. So as you progress claim through, these figures will change here. It takes the retention off and shows what the current due is for this invoice. Now, the only thing that to note about the billing notice is emailing from this screen is not available for now. So what you would have to do is you'd have to come up here and go File, Save as a PDF, and then email that out. So that's it for billing groups today. That's a very brief overview of how to make the most of them. So I'd like to thank you all for joining the webinar today. We will just make sure that all of our questions have been answered. I'll just check with Nikki to make sure that they have been. Right, we've got one question here. It's a good one. Is there a report to show retainage due? Yes, yes, there is. We go into reports. Come down here to retainage due, and it will print the retainage due not billed report. Now, this isn't due yet, so because the contract hasn't finished, so there's nothing showing on that. So how the retainage works as far as your accounts receivable report is, and aging report, is that it will sit separately. So you'll have your 30, 60 and 90 days, and the retainage sits to the left of the 30 days. So when it becomes due and you print off the billing notice and send it off to your client to pay that retainage, the printing of the billing notice makes it go into the 30 days as now AR receivable due. Okay, just check if there was anything else. So we've got another question. Can you go back in and change the variation order? Yes, it's just like any other order. You can actually add, edit or delete whatever is necessary. It is just like a normal customer order and processed exactly the same way with product, labour against it. So in fact, you can, if you need to edit it, it is something that can be editable. Another question there, does the retainage get billed in the same way as the invoices? Yes, it does. That's exactly right. It is actually ends up being the balance owing on that invoice. So in fact, what's left of it to bill is just the amount, or what's left of it to owe is just the amount. Another question, do you have to be in a billing group in order to use retainage? Yes, you do. A billing group allows the retainage to be set. Okay, that sounds like it's it. Once again, thank you again for joining it. So a copy of the webinar is going to be mailed out to everyone who's registered within 24 hours. If you've got any further questions or we haven't quite answered them to your liking, if you'd like some further training, please just contact us on the toll-free numbers and we'll be more than happy to assist. Thank you and have a great day.